It's Chip Candy Bar. We are here to stay. But won't you stick around so we can brighten up your day? Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no. Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no. Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no.
What's good, butt munch? It's your boy Boogashigi.
I'm Ashley M.
And welcome to the Chip Candy Bar Show, the show where we talk about stupid shit, anal beads, and we always back to get your pussy
Double-ended
wet.
dildos.
Yes, we're about to get your pussy wet.
Or dry. You know the deal with that.
Yes. Got a action-packed show packed full of nutrients and riboflavin and grains. So sit
Full
back.
grain.
Yeah, sit back, relax, look at my picture, and finger yourself.
Or fist yourself or puke. Whichever you're compelled to do.
If you can fist yourself, I'm happy for you, but don't come near me because that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to fist himself in so long. His booty hole's done stretched back into where it used to be. It hurts too bad now. That's what he tells me anyway.
It's elastic. Well, and pause. Anyway, so we're gonna start off with topic number 1. If you guys are ready to get rock and rolling and bowling and holing and okay.
So glowing.
Yeah. Wow. You hit me right in the black right there. Okay. So the first topic is the Mount Rushmore, and we're doing of sit-down restaurants. Now, what we mean by sit-down restaurants is not a fast food. Right, not a fast food restaurant, a drive-thru. Now, some places they do have a little drive-thru on the side, but they're not necessarily known as fast food, in my opinion. You usually go to these places to sit down and eat. And you also have to remember, we haven't been everywhere because we live in fucking Mississippi. And so not everywhere around here is fancy, the Ruth Chris and all that shit. So, when we get bigger, we'll do this again. And then I'll talk about eating at the Ritz-Carlton and all that shit. But until then, and Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. But until then, I'll start, I guess.
Until then, hang on. Quick disclaimer.
Uh-oh.
Like we always say, you forgot the spill. As usual, comment section belongs to you. Any feedback, positive, negative, you want to call TJ motherfucker, a butt munch, an African booty licker, African booty sniffer, African booty scratcher.
I call them motherfuckers.
Motherfucker, not motherfucker, mofucker.
M-U-P-H-U-C-K-A.
Right. It's a free-for-all. It's free-for-all. It's fair game. Go ahead, weigh in on the comments. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, hit the bell every time that way every time we upload, you're the first to know.
That's right.
I'm done. And always don't forget, Wendy's pickles are shit. Cheesecake is the bomb.
As long as you said it at the beginning and we didn't have to end on that.
Oh, we're going to end on that too. So it's coming.
Like we're not. Anyway, so number 4 is
Applebee's.
Oh, God.
Applebee's. Yes,
Fuck
Lord.
Applebee's, man. Fuck Applebee's.
Love Applebee's. Kevin Hart once said he slides in the booth at Applebee's like, Applebee's. And I love to slide in the booth at Applebee's. Let me tell you something. They food, buzz down Tatiana, is
bust down. Blech.
You need to bust down a cinder block on your head is what you need to do for saying that absolute blasphemy, because Applebee's is great. Let's just clear the air. It's way better than Chili's, so let's just stop. Chili's is a cheap knockoff. Chili's is great value compared to fucking Applebee's. Too. I don't like Chili's like that no more. Applebee's.
But see, if you like Applebee's, then you like Chili's, because they are not that much different.
No. That's like saying Star Trek and Star Wars are the same. Absolutely not. No. Applebee's is way better than fucking Chili's. They're not the same. They're not. Damn it.
They probably get their frozen food from different vendors, but I mean, it's kind of the same
No, it's
along the
not.
I mean,
No.
you get something from Applebee's and you can tell that it wasn't fresh cooked. It came from the fucking freezer. They
It's
dumped it in the
good.
fryer or put it in the oven, threw it on a plate, made it look a little fancy, and put it in front of you and expect your socks to be knocked off
I bet your
or
ass.
your panties to
I
dissolve.
bet you
And
would
that doesn't
turn down Applebee's because it's bussing, and you know that you would not turn it down because you get some loaded mashed potatoes from there, motherfucker. You get some good steak, a nice burger. You get that
Oh
beautiful.
no.
Yes, you do. Don't you stop. You get the grilled
Oh.
chicken. You get that grilled chicken that comes out on that. They got some bomb ass salads. You're just a fucking hater. We hadn't
Now,
argued 2
if
weeks.
you called me up and you called me up and say, "Hey, Ashley, let's go eat. I'm bored. Let's go to Applebee's. I'll pay." I'll be like, nah, we can
No,
go
you
somewhere
won't.
else and I'll pay for mine.
You won't. You're gonna be like, all right, bet, let's go. Try to lie. We used to go on trips and we went to Applebee's. Your ass never. We had.
I had no
And you
choice.
never. No, yes, you did. We asked everybody where they wanted, and everybody said Applebee's. Oh, I'm fine with it. We could have went anywhere. We could have went to Dick Filet. There was a Burger King. I'm trying to Burger Dick right beside, right beside us.
Burger
There was a Dickaburger.
Burger King.
I mean, there were so many places that you could have went, but you agreed, and we had a consensus with Applebee's because you like.
And
Applebee's.
you know, the last time I've been into an Applebee's was that very time. Where you're talking about before the bowling alley?
For the who?
Before the bowling alley in South Haven?
Yeah.
That's the last time. That is the last time I've been to an Applebee's. I was not impressed. I'm never impressed. And I'll tell you, I went to Applebee's after an Ole Miss game one time. And yes, I'm an Ole Miss fan. Hotty toddy. Thank you. Went to Applebee's. Ole Miss fan. Went to Applebee's directly after an Ole Miss game. And I ordered, they had this special. It was their macaroni and cheese and chicken strip, like dinner. It was they had it on, it was a special price, and, you got with it and a drink. And okay, I was like, okay, cool. That sounds fine. I like macaroni and cheese. I like chicken strips. Who doesn't?
Right.
So bring the food out, and anything's fancy looking when you sprinkle some parsley or grass clippings on top of whatever the fuck they use. And now I'll admit, at first glance, this food looked amazing. My fork crunched through the middle of the mac and cheese all the way down to the bottom of the bowl. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
I like mine to have a little crunch on it though. Like with that.
Oh, no. You are a fucking liar. I lifted my fork out, and do you know what that was? The piece of macaroni that had not thawed. Who the fuck? Frozen macaroni and cheese? Really, Applebee's? Really?
Come on now.
Really?
You know what you do? You have one bad experience at these places, and then you don't ever want to go back. You have one bad experience with mayonnaise. Oh, mayonnaise, never eating it again.
No, the mayonnaise that almost killed me from the food poisoning, the mayonnaise that smells. The mayonnaise, when you open a jar of mayonnaise, do you know what it smells like? It smells like either the inside of, probably what the inside of a foreskin smells like, or it probably smells like underneath, not in between, underneath somebody's toes right after they come out of their shoe and sock. That's what mayonnaise smells like.
Okay, first off, so you said mayonnaise smells like foreskin, but you put your mouth on other dudes' foreskin when you suck in their pee-pees. So I don't even want to hear that. You're putting your mouth on that.
I said what I imagine the inside of a foreskin.
Also, let's be real. Let's be real. Do you eat McDonald's?
Sure do. I ate it the other night.
You think McDonald's has never not killed anybody? You think somebody has eaten McDonald's and it hasn't killed them or given them food poisoning before?
Absolutely not. McDonald's is great at
people. They were talking about not even using real chicken. And you know damn well there's people that have probably died from McDonald's, but your ass probably still eat it. So don't sit up here and try to say because you almost died, you selfish. You selfish. How could you cheat yourself out of man? I was sitting up here trying to talk to our director about mayonnaise yesterday, and she was
Ooh,
literally
I love her. I love her. Shout
her
out to
eyes
her.
her eyes were watering when we were talking about it because she was actually about to throw up, but she was traumatized as a
And
kid,
that's
and
one of the
mayonnaise was
reasons
the
I loved
catalyst.
her for so long, is we shared
So
that part of that bond.
that's one
We
thing
both
I
think
don't.
mayonnaise is the most
That
vile thing
that might
ever.
be the only thing that I don't like about her, because but she was bullied as a kid, and or she was traumatized as a kid, and that mayonnaise was a catalyst for the traumatization. So I understand. However, I will say
But
this:
I got food poisoning for mayonnaise. You don't think that was a catalyst that you could understand?
my friend got. But listen, I understand that it's a catalyst, but that don't mean that you got to give it up. And you don't know what it is. You saying it's the mayonnaise. What did you eat that mayonnaise on? Was it a sandwich or was it
A
what was it?
hamburger?
Okay, it
A
could have been the
hamburger?
meat that gave you food
It was the
poisoning. Could have been
mayo.
the bread. Could have been the lettuce. You just assumed it
Listen,
was a mayonnaise. You
listen,
racist bitch.
listen.
Racist.
They brought in a team of forensic analysis, and they took swabs of my diarrhea and vomit, and they told me for a fact it was the mayonnaise.
Well, where did they get their degree? Fucking ITT Tech. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Phoenix University, University of Phoenix.
No, they got it from DeVry or some shit. They don't know what they're talking about. Look, I'm telling you, don't, 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 don't do that.
Okay, so Applebee's is your point. And how dare you say their steak is good? You don't go to Applebee's and get steak.
You don't. You don't. You are 100% correct. But there's a lot of places that you don't go just to get something. But that doesn't mean they shit ain't good.
Oh,
Like a lot of people go to
absolutely. You do.
a lot of people go to Roadhouse for the steak, but I don't go
And
there.
fuck
And
that too.
what?
I love Roadhouse, but you don't go to Roadhouse to get a fucking steak.
I was finna say, hold on. I thought you were saying fuck Roadhouse. I was like, oh, you have to die. I'm about to end
Oh,
this. We're done with this podcast. If you're saying that, Roadhouse isn't on my top four, but it's an honorable mention.
well, can I hit you with my number 4 now?
Yes, you can.
My number 4 is Texas Roadhouse. And I say that because one reason and one reason only: the butter and the rolls.
The rolls are good.
The butter and the rolls. Now, I love their salads. They got a fucking bomb ass salad. Their drinks are amazing. They make the best drinks, which you don't drink. I get that. No big deal. But they they do have really good food, but their butter, that cinnamon butter, that it's almost like an orgasmic experience when you eat it
Right.
on that hot ass roll. I mean, I can't describe to you the tingle in my under yonders it gives me. And you could try to make that shit at home. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can try to make that shit at home. You can copycat. You can do whatever. It's not the fucking same as Texas Roadhouse butter. Not the same.
They do something to their stuff. I'm not gonna argue against Texas Roadhouse because I told you.
I've never been to Texas Roadhouse and been disappointed. I really haven't. Like they've just got good food all around. Like I've had the steak there. It's good, but it's really not. I really don't go there for a steak. Like their
Right.
steak's decent, but it's not my favorite place to get a steak. One of the places on my Mount Rushmore is a steakhouse. But at Texas Roadhouse, no matter what you get, it's good. It's never going to disappoint, not really. And if you are disappointed, they actually have a really good reputation for making it right. They will make it right immediately. And during this pandemic, actually, the Texas Roadhouse in Tupelo, they worked their ass off to feed the healthcare workers, and I like that about a place. They did. They really did. They stepped up from the start. They didn't
Right.
shut down. They stepped up from the start. They shut it down to the public, but they worked their ass off to feed the people at the hospital and at the clinics. But I digress. Their butter and their rolls. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never ever had a bad experience at a Roadhouse. The only thing that I hate about Roadhouse is their fucking hours. They're so dumb. We open all day. Why you have to be open like at 11 o'clock p.m.?
Why
Like
you gotta do that?
why you gotta do
Why
that?
you gotta be?
Like that's like like there's nothing that's perfect. Like Chick-fil-A is the greatest place on earth, but they have a crutch, and that crutch is that they're not open on Sunday, which is the same. Like, and Roadhouse is one of the greatest places on earth, but their crutch is that they don't open until the street lights come on. So it's just awful. Like, if I want to go in the afternoon and get something, I can't because they're not open. Bitches, I just don't like it.
I feel ya. I feel ya. And
That's the only problem.
it is odd hours. It is odd hours, and you never know. Like their hours say. Like I think during the week it's like 10 and on the weekends like 11. But like you'll drive by there kind of late and it'll be like 5 minutes to 10 on a Thursday and there's people lined up to the fucking highway. So you're like, oh, okay, are they still open? What's going on here? Same thing on a Friday night. Same thing on a Friday night. And if you don't go like 4 hours before they open and get in line, you're going to stand there for 2 hours waiting to get a table. That is a big drawback for that place. But in their defense, it is good food. I mean, they're not bad at all. And people go there for the good food, the drinks, the atmosphere is decent. The staff at the Tupelo Texas Roadhouse is really friendly. It's just a good place to eat. But like I said, the butter in them rolls, though.
Well,
like, oh, God.
I'll get on my number 3. My number 3 should come as no surprise at all. Because I love this place with all of my heart, and I eat there probably more than anywhere. And that is Bishop's in Boonville. I love Bishop's in Boonville, Mississippi, a little barbecue joint. It is...
Actually, they've turned themselves into quite the little chain. I think they've got like 5 locations now.
They do, and let me tell you something. I feel like it's just.
What was our favorite day in the week? What was our favorite day of the week?
Tuesday, because of the
Tuesday.
They got fried
pork chops.
But I mean, they have everything there. I think they would be like a staple of Southern food. You know what I'm saying? They got pretty much everything there. They got some bomb ass nachos. They got some fried green tomatoes, fried mushrooms. I mean, funnel cake fries. I mean, bro? Come on, bro.
They do have a smoke. They do have a smoked anus burger that'll just blow you out the water. We don't say that.
It's a smoked Angus burger that'll blow your anus out the water, and I'll make it the size of mine. So, I think
big gaping hole.
Right, the size of a neutron star. Anyway, it's just Bishop's has like to tell you how good Bishop's is. I don't even eat Rib Shack anymore because nothing they have. Every time I eat it, I'm like, wow, Bishop's is so much better. Like everything that I don't even eat Rib Shack no more. They're just whole home. I saw somebody that we were working with bring Rib Shack in the other day, and I was like, I just can't even eat there anymore because they're just not fucking with Bishop's. Like literally,
we just need one in Corinth because they're really not easily accessible. Well, it is for me because I live so close to Boonville now, but for when you work in Corinth, it's just not.
I drove one day. I placed an order at home and drove up there and picked it up, and then drove back home and ate my Bishop's. Twice. I'm
not mad at your number 3 because I like Bishop's. Now I'm from Texas. Don't get me wrong, and that's where the real good barbecue's at. But for a barbecue joint, Bishop's is not bad.
It's amazing.
I really, really, really like their food.
It's amazing. So your number 3, madam.
My number 3, you're probably gonna go, ugh, but I don't give a fuck. My next one is Olive Garden.
I don't have a problem with Olive Garden. I haven't eaten there. No, I don't have a problem with Olive Garden at all. I actually like Olive Garden, but they just I don't eat there that often.
The thing I'm going to explain something to you. The thing about Olive Garden is though, You can't just walk into any Olive Garden and the food and the experience is going to be the same every time. I've been to Olive Gardens that were absolute trash, and I left there pissed off and about $40 more, poorer than I did when I come in there. But there are certain Olive Gardens that I know of that you go to, and you just leave so satisfied, so happy. The food's good, service is good, the place is clean. Let's talk. Let's talk about that endless salad and breadsticks. Now their breadsticks need to step up to what they used to be. They're kind of getting a little rough around the edges, but it's all you can eat. And cheese people. I'm a cheese person. When they come around with the little Parmesan graters and they say, "Would you like some cheese?" Sure, just tell me when. They could run out of cheese in their little shredder, go get some more, and they're going to come right back and keep shredding. They're going to keep putting cheese on your shit till you tell them to stop.
Right.
The pasta is really good. I don't know. There's just such a big variety too. They've got really good dessert. I like Olive Garden. It's not really Italian food. I don't care what anybody says. I lived in Italy for almost 4 years. This shit is Americanized. It is not Italian food. Hell, lasagna is not even Italian. But it's just really good. If you go into one that is good staff, clean, you're going to have the same really good experience every time. And you're going to leave full and so like miserable full.
Yeah.
And that's a good day. That's a good day all around.
Well, yeah, I don't have a problem with Olive Garden. They're just a little bit too pricey for me, but I mean, they're not nasty at all. I actually, well, let me shut up. Let me not say that yet. Okay.
Okay. Well,
my number 2, then I shall go to. My number 2 is Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh God.
I look.
Oh God.
Buffalo Wild Wings is so fucking good.
Oh God.
Buffalo Wild Wings is so good. The wings are fucking amazing. I love their wings. They're the second best wings.
But they're just not the best.
No, they're not the best. No. They don't have the best wings. No, I like Wingstop's wings better.
I can't even put them on my Mount Rushmore. I can't even do the honorable mention thing. But I mean, my favorite thing that I've ever gotten from Buffalo Wild Wings was the drinks. They do make a mean ass mixed drink, but I've had better as far as the food goes. The food to me reminds me of it's just, short order bar food. I mean, and I know it's a sports bar atmosphere. I get that.
And that's the thing that I like the most. First off,
yeah.
let me just go down the list. Number 1, food is good to me. I love the food. I hit my desk. Sorry. Food is good to me. I love the food. That's number 1. Number 2, and most importantly, they have usually the baddest bitches working in there. Like they have some bad bitches working in there. 3, got the games at the table. You want to play the games, you can play. 4, if you watch college football and UFC, that's a great place to go because it's always on the TV. And I don't even watch college football, but I love the atmosphere of being in there when a big football game is on because it's live as hell up in there. And it's just, there's nothing like it. And 4 is just it's a really good place to go with a big group. Like, it's so cool. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Like,
it is fun when you go with a big group. It is fun.
It's not I don't think it's a place you go on like a date with 2 people, but like
you can, but not like at first, not like a first or second date. And I guess, Buffalo Wild Wings just kind of brings back some bad memories for me.
There you go again, relating one experience and killing the whole you know what? Ashley.
Well, this wasn't really a food poisoning experience. This was an ex-boyfriend experience. And it was such a bad experience. Like my waitress told me that, she's like, I tell you what, she's like, I don't know what's going on with you two. He had gone to the bathroom. She's like, I don't know what's going on with you two. She said, but if you need me to call the police, just change your drink order. I said, okay. I mean, that's how bad my last experience at a Buffalo Wild Wings was. And so it's okay food wise, but I'm like you though. I have been in large groups and I had an absolute blast, but I have a blast, drinking in large groups.
Right. It's just it's a better place. It's just a better place.
But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I mean, the food's not terrible. It's not that. It's really not. It's just not the best, in my opinion.
That's
But I
not the
can't
best.
knock it.
It's not the
I
best in
can't.
my opinion either, which is exactly why it's
You're
number
number two.
two. Because number one is the best for me by far.
Okay.
But you go ahead with your number two, man.
Okay. My number two. Hmm. I gotta be cliche here. I gotta say it. Someone's gonna wonder who's gonna say it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and say it. Outback Steakhouse.
God.
I like Outback. You shut your mouth. You shut your dirty whore mouth.
No.
Listen.
Listen. I'm not against Outback. I just said God because of the accent. So far your list is beautiful. I like Outback. I hadn't been on Outback since I was a small child, but
Oh, they've gotten better. Their fucking bread is bomb. Their fucking blooming onion. Oh my God. And see, I say Outback Steakhouse because that's what it's called. I don't get the steak there. I either get the Alice Springs chicken, which everybody in the fucking free world knows what Alice Springs chicken is. It's amazing. Every time you get it, it's better than the last time you got it. Their Wallaby Darned is my favorite drink. Like they make the best drinks. They've just got good food. I mean, they are a little pricey to
oh
me.
God,
They're
yeah.
actually a little more expensive than even Olive Garden. Olive Garden now is kind of middle of the road as far as prices go compared to other places. Because Olive Garden used to be one of the pricier places to go. Now it's kind of like Applebee's, the prices. But Outback is more expensive. I can't stand the fact that you have to wait a fucking hour to get a table, but when you do, it's worth it. The service is always good. Like I said, that Alice Springs chicken comes through every time. The bread's always good. The fucking bloomin' onion. I can go and get a bloomin' onion and be happy with nothing else. The loaded cheese fries, that's a second runner up for me as far as appetizers go. I have gone and just made a meal on the loaded cheese fries. Their loaded cheese fries are the best.
Maybe we
Well,
should do a Mount Rushmore of appetizers one week.
Yeah, I can tell you in 30 seconds all four of mine. But anyway, we'll save that for another time. But yeah, not Applebee's, but
You
Outback
know he's gonna
is
say Applebee's, damn it.
no, I was Outback and Applebee's kind of start off sounding the same. I stumbled over my words. Fuck
Outback is
Applebee's.
good though. I'll stop. See,
Outback, yes. I love Outback. So yeah, there's my number two. So what's your number one?
number one. I also should kind of come with no surprise because I talk about it all the time, but mugshots is my number one. I love
Okay.
mugshots and you know what? Mugshots takes at least 50 years to make your food, but when it come out, that shit is bust down Tatiana. Like idiot.
I've only been to Mugshots once, and I enjoyed it.
I've been to mugshots 4 times, and I have enjoyed it every time. That's one of the places where will happily tip someone. I'm normally very stingy about tipping people, unless I'm tipping them with this dick. But
Oh, shut up.
but but yeah. No, I'm sorry, I was burping. But
With this
mugshots
dick.
is good. With this dick. Mugshots is Mugshots is really, really just amazing. And I was almost gonna pick Buffalo Wild Wings over it, but Mugshots is a luxury for me. I eat it every once in a while. And every place has their drawback, and the biggest drawback for Mugshots is their parking lot. That's it.
Their parking lot is weird as hell.
Terrible, but Mugshots is bust down.
It's weird. And there's like a roundabout, like, well, we're not in fucking Britain, we're not in England,
And now it
is.
All the spots are compact spots too. Like they're not for like regular sized cars. They're for people that drive.
Oh, I so lied my ass off to everybody. I've been twice. Yeah, I've been twice. And I enjoyed it both times. I'm not mad at that. And I like the fact that every time you go, you can keep your cup.
Yes, they're good people there. And every waitress that I've had there has always been really nice and talked to me. So I fuck with that place. It's good. And again, it's another good little atmosphere. They always got a nice fat ass TV on that you can watch shit on. So yeah, I fucks with mug shots. That's my number one.
Okay. Not mad at that. Not gonna hate on it. My number one, Longhorn Steakhouse.
You like steak, huh?
Oh my God. I love a good big hunk of meat.
I was hoping you were gonna say a big, juicy, moist,
Oh.
mouth-watering, pussy tingling steak
You're just making it gross.
with some
But yeah.
country bobs.
Oh hell no. Fuck Country Bob.
Are you A1?
I'm an A1,
That's what
baby,
I'm
all the
talking
way.
about. A1 since day one. I
A1.
like it.
Country Bob's is too sweet. You don't put that on steak.
Thank God.
You don't put it on anything.
I'm glad you A1 since day one, like me.
I fucking hate Country Bob's. A1, oh my God. A1, listen, you're sending me on a tangent here. I'm kind of segueing into something else, but A1, you can put it on steak. Amazing. You can dip chicken fingers in it. Amazing. You could dip
a lot of
fries in it.
chicken.
Amazing. It is not just a sauce for steak.
I poured some A1 on some pussy one time and ate it, and it was so good.
No, the fuck you didn't. Shut up.
I poured some A1 on the dick one time and let somebody slurp it up and see what happened.
But for real, like, listen, I went to a local restaurant one time, and of course, what steak sauce would you like? Give me A1, give me all the A1. A little bit of it got into my baked potato. Fucking changed my life. I will throw some A1 on a baked potato as long as I've got steak on the side with it. A1, yeah, A1 since day one. But yes, Longhorn Steakhouse. I'm going to talk about Longhorn
Longhorn Steakhouse ain't bad. Again, I don't have a problem with that either.
Longhorn Steakhouse is expensive. However, it's not the most expensive, but every penny you spend in there is always fucking worth it. Let's talk about the bread you get. It comes on this cute little ass cutting board, kind of like, Outback. The butter's good. The bread's always hot. It's really good. Let's talk about the appetizers. Anybody listening that's never been to Longhorn Steakhouse, go as soon as you can, and listen to me very carefully. You need to get something called the Wild West shrimp. It will seriously never leave your mind. That'll be some of the best shrimp you've ever had. It's like a fried shrimp appetizer that seriously it takes more than one person to eat. There's so much of it. Any steak I've ever gotten there has been absolutely amazing. Very, every time I order it, I always order mine cooked the same way. It's never been anything but the way I've asked for it cooked. I've been to certain places and gotten a steak, and if I order it medium, I'll usually get it medium well. Or if I've ordered it medium well, I'll get it well done. Any steak that's well done goes in nothing. It just belongs nowhere except the garbage can. So Longhorn always comes through there. The baked potatoes are always really, really good, always fresh. They're never cold. The service is really good. Then let's talk about something else called the Chocolate Stampede. If you've got room, even if you don't have room, you need to order the Chocolate Stampede for dessert. And you need to make sure you've got 2 or 3 people with you, because that's literally how many people it takes to eat it. That's another thing I like about Longhorn. For the price you pay, your ass is not leaving hungry. They give you what you pay for. And the Chocolate Stampede is like 3 big ass pieces of chocolate cake with like chocolate mousse and ice cream. It's like a huge platter just covered in chocolate. So you need to have one person cannot eat it. There's no possible way. So I've gone to Longhorn more times than I can count. I have never been disappointed. It's always better than the last time I went. That is my number one.
I have no issues with your number one. Well, not bad. All right. Well, we're going to move on to topic number 2. And I just want to let you guys know something. The person that I live with, I don't want to say because I don't want y'all to look at me as a bitch, bought me some chicken nuggets, and I didn't want them to get cold while we were podcasting, so I'm going to be eating them. So if you hear me chewing, you have all rights to be jealous, because there's some fire ass nuggets. So I have to close my door too. Damn it! I'm keeping this too. I'm not cutting this out. I want you guys to hear my door slam. Eh, that was weak. Okay.
It
Well,
really was. I
it
was
was weak.
waiting on the slam.
I said and then like the door like just creaked a little bit. So
I was waiting on you to be theatrical.
I can't because my grandmother was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Uh, so, grandparents always have the same like imitated voice. By the way, I don't know why, but it's funny. Okay, so our next topic is tips for dating in 2020. Now,
I just think this is so funny considering it's us.
I actually have not dated anyone in 2020, so I'm
Oh, Lord.
speaking from experience here.
And have I had a date in 2020, an actual bona fide date? No, I've been asked, but I have not actually had an actual date in 2020. But I've had dates in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And oh my God, I'm the worst person to give dating tips, which means that this is probably going to be amazing coming from me
For sure.
because I have the worst luck. I have the worst luck on earth, like the worst luck ever. And I will say this in 2020, hell, even, for the past 3 years, people don't believe in conventional dates anymore. It's hardly a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really
back when
just
I was growing up in like the 50s, when a guy when a guy asks a girl out on a date, like say, hey, you want to go on a date with me this weekend? Let's go grab a bite to eat, or let's just go ride around. Let's drive up to Pickwick. Let's go to a movie, just something. There's no longer him coming to pick her up and, actually showing respect enough to make an appearance, to make the effort to drive to her and pick her up. And, I'm not saying you have to open the door for her everywhere she goes and push in her chair. But, nowadays it's, let's meet somewhere. Okay, well, we'll meet somewhere, and then you part ways in separate vehicles, and things just aren't the same as what they used to be.
I think
Nobody
it's better
dates
though to do
traditionally.
that, to meet up, because if it's a first date and you don't really know that person, you don't know what they can do. And me personally, I don't like getting in the car with somebody and having like my like whether we're gonna leave or not is determined off of that person. Like if I get uncomfortable and I want to leave, like I don't want to have that uncomfortable car ride back to my house. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I get that. But if you know the person,
Or vice versa,
why,
because yeah,
why
for sure.
not? If you know the
I,
person, why not do it the right way for once? Nobody does anymore.
But I think that's the thing though. Like dates aren't. I think dates are meant to are feeling out processes. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the times when you were supposed to go on a traditional date back in the day, you didn't really know somebody. You just met them in a coffee shop or met them in a library or at school, and was like, hey, my name is so and so. You think I could take you out? I mean, that's how it would be. You wouldn't really know that person like that in a traditional date. And now that we have social media, people are just messaging. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I ask people how they met, they say, "Well, they just slid in my inbox." You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, especially now in these COVID times, I was looking at a commercial the other day for Match, and they were talking about this dude was like, "Oh, I've got a video date today, and I'm nervous." And I was like, "That's a thing? Like, motherfuckers is doing dates on Skype and shit, and Zoom." But I don't know. Dating is different in 2020 for sure. Because now the way you ask somebody on a date is, hey, you want to come smoke, or you want to come watch a movie? You want to come watch a movie, or you want to come chill at the house?
Which, don't get me wrong, I also consider things like that to be dates if you make it one. However, you're first starting out, it's good to get out with that person, even if it's just see, I'm a simple person. I'm a simple girl. Even if it's just, because we are in the middle of a pandemic and most places are quarantined, or you just can't trust that you're not going to get the COVID wherever you go. I consider things like, hey, let me come scoop you up. And let's drive up to Pickwood. Let's just get out, and just talk and get to know each other and laugh and have conversation. And,
I'll tell you, one of the best things to do on a date is to just get in a car and just drive around.
Yes.
That's really
one
fun.
of the best dates I ever went on. And when I say one of the best dates, I really don't have that many good ones to compare it to. But one of the best dates I ever had was with somebody that I never expected to actually ask me out on a date, and I knew him. I'd known him for a while, and he came and picked me up, and we just drove around. We went up to the lake. We sat outside. We watched the barges come through the dam. I mean, we were out there for a while. And then when we started to, when it got dark and mosquitoes and stuff came out, we left and we went to Sonic and got milkshakes, and we just kept driving around. And it was one of the it was the most fun I'd had, I think, on a date, like, ever. And it was it cost us nothing more than, half a tank of gas and a milkshake, I think those kind of things are dates, A date doesn't mean dinner. A date means spending time with somebody, or just, making a date means you're setting aside a certain time to see that other person. True. I also consider, hey, let's get a pizza and put a movie in and curl up on the couch. I consider that a date. It can be.
A lot of people don't, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm still a cheap motherfucker.
Right.
Now, every now and then, you know what? I want to take you out. Let's get dressed and let's go out somewhere. Let's go eat a good dinner. Go by the red box when we're done. Put a movie on, pretend to watch it while we suck each other off on the couch. That's a date to me. A good date.
That's a very good date.
People don't do things traditionally. People don't do anything conventionally or traditionally anymore.
You're right. Well, I'm going to offer some tips, my little tips at least. I picked the wrong time to talk. I'm like in mid-bite of a chicken nugget. I'm sorry, but...
No, that's the perfect time. That's the perfect time. Go for it.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Oh, were you eating sweet and sour sauce?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Number 3 on the list.
Anyway.
You bitch. I'm sorry.
But some tips.
But I put things together, and while I haven't been on very many dates, I've talked to a lot of people who have went on unsuccessful dates, and I've compiled a list of tips and some and some ideas of what you can do when you date. You see what I did there? No? Okay, keep it moving. One thing I notice a lot of people do on dates is I think nobody really knows their worth anymore. Everybody kind of puts their feelings to the side for a person, and they do all this sacrificing for somebody to make them happy, but that other person doesn't do it for them. So know your worth. Don't let nobody mistreat you because you really want to be with them. I was talking to one of our good friends yesterday. Actually, this story has nothing to do with what I just said. Never mind. So the next thing is be yourself. I think being yourself is very, very important, because when you act a certain way that's not like your normal self, you have to keep that charade up. And if somebody don't like you,
because they get to know the real you, it might be a game changer.
Right. And honestly,
be able to go out with somebody who can handle who you really are and be comfortable with you.
That's what I was about to say. If they don't want you for you, then you don't need them anyway.
Right. And you need to be comfortable being yourself around them,
Right. Number 3, stop acting crazy. Why are y'all so crazy, bro? Why y'all got to go through a nigga phone? And why y'all got to go through Why y'all gotta go look up his medical records, and why y'all have to call AT&T, and why do y'all have to like follow him home from work, and why do you have to like make fake Facebook accounts just to test to see if he was gonna take the bait? Like, why do you do that? I don't get it. If somebody is if somebody is showing signs of infidelity, talk to that motherfucker. And if you think that they're lying, tell them that you think that they're lying. And if you don't trust them, leave them. Hell, why would you stay with somebody you don't trust anyway?
Yeah, but and I agree, because a lot of people will actually create a problem before there is one.
Exactly. Like,
They
my thing,
overthink shit. They get paranoid, and they start, finding reasons to convince themselves that there's something going on.
exactly.
Oh, he didn't
Yes.
like my selfie earlier. He's fucking around.
Right. And
She didn't like my post, but she liked this motherfucker's post. Oh hell, that bitch is cheating. It's if you're going to create a problem before there is one, then you're technically the problem.
And just because the bitches and the dudes that you fucked with in the past were pieces of shit, and doesn't mean that the people that you're fucking with currently are pieces of shit. You have to let them show you that they're going to be pieces of shit. Because I think a lot of the times people do that. They run away from what they run away from something good because of their past. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Now, my next one gonna sound a little crazy, but it's loosen your standards. Not every single person is gonna meet your criteria. I have found that out a lot, and usually the person that you end up with is usually the person that doesn't meet any of your criteria, or very, very, very few. But you learn to love them for what they are instead of what you want them to be. So loosen your standards a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is a dime piece. Hell, I had to figure that out. I used to want dime pieces, and I was like, hell, I'm not a dime piece. What I want a dime piece for? I'm at least a nickel on the tail side. So
on a good day, I'm a rusty penny. So I try to, keep my standards.
Rusty penny.
My standards are more intrinsic. They're more internal.
Yes.
Because of the shit that I have been put through in the past. I try to keep open mind. I try to not be cynical, but I have set higher standards for myself now because of the shit, because my standards used to be too low, I think.
Right, you gotta have a good
And I'm not
balance.
talking about physical standards, no, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die ugly as fuck anyway. We're all gonna be old and sagging, wrinkly, and liver spotted, and all that shit. I mean, it looks fade over time. I needed to set my standards higher for who a person was, because I let myself. I'll let so much shit happen to me. It was all my fault. Everything that's ever happened to me was my fault. I could have prevented every bit of it. So yeah, you're right though. Loosen your standards as far as, what somebody looks like, because who that person is what matters. And if y'all are complete polar opposites, that does not mean that they can't make you the happiest that they're ever going to make you.
Right. I agree. I have two more. Be honest. Like, just tell people how you feeling. Now, don't be like, sometimes it's cool to be honest, but it's just the delivery that generally fucks people up. Just be honest. Let people know how you feeling. Don't hide stuff because of your fear that it's not going to work out. If you have to hide stuff, hide your feelings and your emotions, it's usually not going to be.
Oh, see,
good.
that's my problem right there. As I do, and I'll be the first to admit it. I tend to bottle up. Now, if it's something that, like, if I know that other person is on the same page as me, they want the same thing. I want to date them. They want to date me. Blah blah blah. I don't have no problem. But if it's something that, metaphorically, if it's, compare it to, sticking your toe in the water before you jump in, I tend to just not jump in. That's been my problem.
Yeah, sometimes
And
you got.
I've let shit pass me by. I have, but there again, It's my fault. You know?
Oh, man, shit happens. Oh my gosh, this nugget. Okay. My last bit of advice, and then we'll move on to the next topic. And this is one I've had so many problems with women. Be consistent. Jesus. Like, man, why people be switching up, Ashley? Why do they switch up? Why are they cool one day and then the next day they try to what the hell?
Because I think some women like the fact that you chase them.
Oh yeah.
One day it's great, and it makes them feel, not necessarily gives them an element of power, but it gives them a little bit of a ego boost. So one day while your pursuits and your texts and your Snapchats and all that shit, oh yeah, he wants me, ha ha. The next day, I'm not feeling it. It's, they want that ego boost. That's when they show you the attention back. It's a flip-flop thing, and some men are like that too,
I agree. I just don't understand why. Like, my thing is, if things are going good, and if you're loving the direction that things are going, why would you change for your ego?
Right.
Like, if you and that person, if things are like seeming like they're heading in a good direction, and then you like, okay, well, things are going good. Now I'm gonna test them. Now I'm gonna see how they're gonna act. I want them to chase me, even though they've been chasing me for the last week. Let me make it worse. Let's see how much they want to chase me. It's just kind of crazy. Consistency has always been a problem. It's awful with me. A girl will text me every day, and they will snap me every day, and they'll be like telling me good morning and stuff, and then they'll be leaving me on read the next week, like, and not answering texts and not answering calls, and going days without talking. And it's almost like if I don't talk to them, then I'm not going to hear from them. And then they be getting mad when I fall off. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm giving you the energy that you give me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. Dating in 2020, everybody. And I finished my nuggets, so we're good. Now we're going to move on. Oh, go ahead.
No, we're not. How come you get to give dating tips and I don't?
Oh, I didn't know that you were giving any. You were just doing really good at listening. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
I just have a few, actually.
Right. Lay it on me. and then tell me.
Going off of all of my experiences, most of my experiences.
Before you continue, you missed that really bad.
Wait, what'd you say?
Say, lay it on me and then tell me your tips.
Shut up.
God, Ashley.
I did miss that one. That was I'm slipping. Okay.
Okay, guys.
So my advice for people that are dating in 2020, and probably the biggest piece of advice, I'm going to start with the biggest piece of advice that I can give other people. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable to your wrongdoings, your misgivings, your shortcomings in a relationship. If you're trying to date somebody, if you are one of those people that look to make an issue when there is not an issue, you need to admit that you're like that. You need to hold yourself accountable. You need to find a way to quit that shit, because people don't need to go into a relationship without trust. Like, if you go into a relationship, if you start to date somebody, let's just go ahead and put the trust there. And then until they give you a reason not to trust them, don't look for a reason to not trust them. If there isn't any, hold yourself accountable. You are the fucking problem. When you do that shit, you are the problem. Okay? If you are constantly overthinking shit, constantly obsessing about stuff, you can't leave stuff well enough alone. What you're going to end up finding is that they're going to go and get somebody who's not like that. And it ain't going to be you. Your ass is going to be left in the cold. Hold yourself accountable. If you are constantly looking through the phone, you want to see the phone, you're following them home from work, you're it takes you 5 minutes to get home from work.
Crazy
Where'd you
bitch.
go?
You crazy
Where'd you
bitch.
go?
Crazy bitch.
You need to admit, step up, that you're the problem, hold yourself accountable. Same for men. If you are an asshole,
Right.
if you
stupid bitch.
if you treat your female like she's not important all the time, I'm not saying you have to kiss her feet every night, scrub her shoes, brush her hair for her, be at her beck and call. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you also have to, and it's both ways. You have to make each other feel like they're important.
You
That
got to
goes
put that
along with the
effort in. You do.
consistency. That goes along with the consistency. If even if it's just a simple text, hey, I'm thinking about you. I hope your day's going good. Make that person feel important. And if you're not doing that, hold yourself accountable. You are a problem. Fix it.
Absolutely.
Fix it. And having said that, fuck boys. Let me address you fuck boys here for a minute, okay?
Let them know.
If you're only looking for one thing, say it. Fucking say it. Throw it out there. Do not play her for a fool and give her false hope that there's something else that could be there.
Talk to these niggas.
Because that has been my biggest problem for a long time. Man the fuck up. Grow a fucking pair. Grow a pair and admit it. Hey, look.
Testicles.
I think you're really cute, but I don't want to date. I just want to fuck. Okay. Fucking say it. Don't come out with no sweet talking bullshit. Don't go on no dates. And then when you get what you want, you leave her high and dry. Don't fucking do that shit. You're a fuck boy, and you're gonna end up being by your fucking self.
Hell,
you are gonna be dying alone. Because at the end of the day, women don't want that shit. Nobody's gonna settle down with you. Nobody's gonna have your ass at the end of the day. So if you are a fuck boy, there again, hold yourself accountable, admit it, fucking say it from the get-go. Be honest. Eventually, you will find a female who's only looking for a fuck boy. She'll be okay with it. But don't play these other females and hurt them. It hurts people. It makes a woman feel like a whore. It does. So stop it.
Facts.
Like I said, man up. You man enough to do that shit to a woman, be man enough to tell her. That's what your intentions are.
Right.
Date somebody. Actually, in my next piece of advice, date somebody. Actually go spend time with each other. You don't have to spend every waking moment with each other if you're not married or anything like that. Even if you are married, set aside some time here and there to just be with each other. Make them feel important. Put the effort into it, even if it's just going for a drive and getting a fucking milkshake. You have no idea what it means to a woman when you make the effort.
Effort is key. Nobody wants to put in effort anymore.
And you don't have to jump through hoops. You don't have to do backflips. It doesn't take diamonds, and it doesn't take expensive perfume. It doesn't take purses and clothes. It doesn't take that. It just takes you.
No, for me,
if she's into you, you are all she wants. Your time, just a little bit of your time, is all that matters sometimes.
For me, all that I want is to see that somebody is trying. If I see that you're trying, even if it's a complete disaster, if I'm like, well, you at least put the effort in to try to make me happy, and I appreciate that more than anything. So, but people don't want to try. People wanted to be treated like kings and queens, but want to treat their significant others like peasants. And I'm tired of that shit.
My last bit of advice, though, for anybody, getting kind of deep here, but it's advice I'm giving to everybody that I wish I could go back 10 years ago and someone would have given that same advice to me. I wish somebody could go back a year and a half ago, 5 years ago, and try to beat that into my skull. Don't let shit pass you by. If there's something that is there with somebody and you're too scared, or you or you think that they're not into you, even if they're not, even if you get rejected, open your mouth. Because living with the what if is actually worse, I think, than living with the possibility that, rejection, you know. I've let a lot pass me by because of my cowardice, because of my mentality of never being good enough. I haven't opened my mouth on so many different occasions. And, there was one time that because, of how other people have done me, I'm just convinced. And I still, there's days, I have my good days, I have my bad days, that I'm not good enough for a certain person. And we caught up again, several years down the road. And he's like, he told me that, you were the one that got away. And I was like, how in the hell? I never said anything. I was convinced I wasn't good enough for this person, so I just dropped it. I let it go. Come to find out, I was good enough for that person. But this person married and happy, and I'm happy for them. But
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
At the end of the day, though, this wasn't somebody I saw myself with. But you never know. It could have at least been a good experience for both of us. But
you never know,
my problem is I never stop talking. You know that. I never meet a stranger. I'm not shy. I usually eat people up. I'll chew them up, spit them back out. But
that's what I do to the pussy.
Shut up. I have deep-seated confidence issues, and I do never open my mouth when I should. And so that's the biggest piece of advice true. That's the biggest, you got me there. So that's the biggest piece of advice I could give to anybody dating in 2020. If it's something you want, whether you get it or not, try to go for it.
Yeah, because,
because you regret it if you don't. You never know. Like you said, you miss 100% of the opportunities you do not take. And I tend to act.
Go ahead.
I tend to act a certain way. I tend to, I'm like a kindergartner, I push people away, and, it's weird. I'm weird like that. I think I'll try to work on that in the future, but I need others to live I need others that I can live vicariously through. Don't fuck up and make the same mistakes I have. Right. Life is fucking short, and we've already proven in 2020 that just how short it is. Yeah. You never know. Don't live with any regrets. Even if you get rejected, even if it never happens, at least you'll know.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think it's so much easier in life to know that somebody doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you than to go your whole life wondering if they do or if they don't. Right. It's just so much easier to know. And that's always been my issue. Like, if you don't want to be with me, just tell me, because at least I can move on with my life and I know what it is. So I agree. Very nice. Very nice. So actually, we're going to move on to the last topic, which is one that, once again, that you requested. And I'm going to let you...
Let me just go ahead. I'll take the reins from here if you don't mind, sir.
Go ahead. Steer the ship. You got it.
Okay. So there's a lot of things we could talk about right now. We could talk about, well, what is it we open up with? Stupid shit, sexual shit, random shit, anal doubling dildos, anything. Yeah, anal beads, bowling ball anal beads.
Oh my God.
Any but instead, I'm going to talk about cheating for spite. Mm-hmm. So once upon a time, about 2.5 days ago, I got a message on Facebook from somebody that has sent me numerous friend requests before, because I don't know this person personally. I think we have like one mutual friend. I delete the request. And on Facebook, I don't just add anybody. I've been on Facebook now for like 12 years, and my friends list is still well under 500. I don't just add every single person that messages me. So or that sends me a request. I don't know this cat. I've never accepted his friend request, but he's never sent me a message until now. I'm not throwing out a last name, but Zachary, if you're listening, I'm fixing to bust you out. So
Ooh,
I get a message out of the
getting
blue.
real, Zach.
I get a message out of the blue. Dude is really good looking. I went and I stalked his profile. He didn't send me a request, but I'm like, who is this guy? I know he sent me a request before. Let me go to his Facebook and just fucking look at him. Let me just see what's going on here. So I'm looking. He's actually really good looking. He's has a job. There's pictures of his family. Like extended family and his parents and all that shit. He has 2 children. He's got pictures of them. It just seems, and he's not from Alcorn County, but he's from Tippa. So, Zach from Walnut, I'm about to tell the world why you're a son of a bitch. While you are a piece of shit. While you are actually if shit were out wearing shoes and they stepped in shit, that's you on their shoes. You are the
Oh
shit
my
on the
God.
bottom of shit shoes. And let me tell you why. I'm going to tell the whole world why. So he hits me up and he's messaging me. He's like, hey, how are you? And it's like, hey, how are you? And I asked him, I was like, do we know each other? He's like, no, but you come up on my suggested people that I might know all the time. And I know I've sent you requests. You don't know me. I think you have the cutest face. You just seem like a fun person. I'm like, my profile's private, number one. How do you know I'm a fun person? Now, granted, I probably look like someone who could take a dick. Okay, I get it.
Oh.
Anyway, but
Not what I thought.
he's saying, he's being very polite. He's being very nice. He's whatever. So I started asking him a few questions, about him. It's like, okay, where are you from? He's like, yeah, I'm Walnut. Okay. He asked me what I did for a living. I gave him a very vague, just a very vague explanation. I didn't tell him where I worked, but just very vague. And then he comes out and he's like, how are you on this day? And I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. Tomorrow's my Friday, so I'm a little, getting a little ready for my weekend. And
So excited.
I'm like, how are you? And he's like, oh, well, to be honest, I don't know how I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, you are a total stranger. I really don't give a fuck, but I'll bite. Why do you not know how you're doing? Like, well, I've recently been cheated on. Okay.
Damn, Brody, I'm sorry.
First of all, I did not see any pictures of him and another female. So he probably had either got mad and deleted him, or recently, could have been last year, recently could have been 5 minutes before he messaged me. I don't know. But I did not see anything that indicated that he was with somebody. So I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And he's like, yeah. He's like, to be honest, I really don't know why I'm messaging you. He said, but I kind of want to get her back. I said, okay. And I knew where it was going, but he didn't come out and say it at that point. I'm like, oh. I said, so do you think that will make you feel better? Do you think that will make it go away? And now this was actually a serious question, but I was also being kind of smart ass because I kind of, like I said, I knew where he was going with it, but he hadn't come out and said it. But I was like, you honestly think getting somebody back for cheating is going to make you feel better? He said, it might if I do it out of spite. So if you're not seeing anybody, would you be interested?
He wants you to fill out the job application.
Mm-hmm. I took so long to message back because I didn't know what to say.
Well, first off,
I knew immediately what I would do. I knew immediately that was never going to happen. But it took so long. He messaged back, hello. And then he was like, so I guess that's a no.
Let me
And
say, let me say this: you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and it's better that either you said no. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had to say that. I had to throw that in. It applied a little
you,
bit.
anyway,
Aren't I just the best friend?
fuck off. Anyway, so he was like, hello. And then he was like, so I guess that's a no. And I was like, first and foremost,
Oh.
fucking somebody to get back at somebody else is not going to make you feel any better. It's not going to change the situation. I said, and if you're that type of person, then you deserved to get cheated on, because if you're going to cheat, then you probably would also cheat first. I said, I think both of you are toxic. If she cheated on you, shame on her. If you're trying to cheat on her to get her back, I said, shame on you. I said, you're never going to get a female to agree with this, because it makes females feel like shit. It makes them feel like a whore. I'm not a whore. I don't look like a whore. I don't dress like a whore. I don't talk like, well, I talk like a whore in the bedroom. But
hold on now. Pump the brakes.
I told him that it was people like him that are the reason you're a big part of the reason why mankind is so shitty, because you have no morals. People have no morals anymore. And I told him, if there's room in your ass, jump up it and die. I was like, because no, absolutely not. And he blocked me. Actually, he blocked me after I said, if there's room in your own ass, you can jump up there. He blocked me. And I'm like, huh. So I get asked to be a spite fuck, and you block me because you can't handle my response. Let me just address the situation. First and foremost, if someone cheats on you, if you make the decision to forgive them and stay with them, that's on you. Right. But I will tell you this: I've never been cheated on. I had an ex try to cheat on me, and actually, this is the person whose name shall never be spoken around my parents. Yeah. He was who I was dating while we were working at the other location, and I was at work one night.
The text message guy, that guy.
He texted the waitress at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he sent it to me by accident.
Oh, I thought that was the guy that I remember. We were at work, and there was a guy that had broke up with you in the text message.
No, that was I was with him for 3 years, and I started in Boonville, and I had been in Boonville about 6 months, and he broke up with me via text. I just stopped hating the sight of your face when he texted me. Yeah. It broke up with me one night, and I was like, you fucking pussy. But yeah, no. It was like 2 months later. This was the dude that I started dating after him, Joseph, the functioning drug addict. Yeah, I've never had somebody cheat on me, but he tried. And of course, I ended that shit before he could get the opportunity. But here's my take on it. Like I said, I've never been cheated on. However, if I am cheated on, I'm not the type of person. I don't know if I'll forgive and forget. But I know damn well that screwing somebody else out of spite doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it go away. It doesn't make you feel better. It makes the problem worse.
Well, and the thing I don't understand is why don't my thing is, if he could have just left her and then tried to build something with you. I don't get it. Like, he could have just been like, okay, well, we're not together anymore. And then he could have just tried to get with you. Like, he didn't even have to,
Here's what's fucking weird. He said, he's recently been cheated on. But the first friend request I ever got from Miss Cat was like 9 months ago. So, were you trying to cheat first? How recently was recently been cheated on? What does that mean? How recently we talking here? So the first friend request I got from him was like 9 months ago. I deleted it. Well, then I got another one like 3 months later. I deleted that one. And then here we are now. And he messaged me and asked if I was interested in, sleeping with him or just fooling around because he needed to get back at her. He didn't know what he was looking for, but he knew that he was looking to get back to get revenge. And I'm like, so I don't know how much of that is true, but that is the worst thing to text a female. That is the worst thing to say to a female. Though,
Yeah, I mean, like, my God, like,
what the fuck?
you talk about being bold. That's bold as hell.
And this is the kind of shit I'm talking about when I say, this kind of shit doesn't help a girl's confidence. It doesn't help. I mean, come on. My friend Brad messaged me. Shout out to Brad. My friend Brad messaged me after I posted that shit on Facebook, and he's like, "Okay, spill it. What's the matter?" And I told him, I was like, I'm worth more than that. I know I am. I might not act like it, but I know I'm worth more than that. Dudes, females, I'm telling you right now, revenge fucking makes your problem worse. And if you hit somebody up, it's probably going to make them feel like shit. And then you're going to be stuck up shit creek with no paddle, still haven't been cheated on and nobody to cheat with. And you're just a piece of shit.
Well, hey, look, I'm going to tell you, like I told this girl on the status the other day, there is no justifiable reason to cheat. I don't care if you've been cheated on. I don't care.
Exactly. Don't turn into, you're stooping to their level.
Exactly.
If you feel so bad that you have to go out and try to do it out of revenge, then you feel terrible. How do you think it's going to make you feel any better?
Well, see, and here's the funny thing is the response to that was, what if you get cheated on 5 times? I said, well, you're stupid for staying 4 more times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Then you've been cheated on 5 times, too damn many. And I'm sorry, sis, but have a seat because you still staying with the motherfucker. It's right. On you.
Exactly. Like, you're not finna tell me, like, Albert Einstein, I have to tell one of my really good friends, Albert Einstein says that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And if you're going to keep going back to a dude that, if it's one thing to cheat on you once and never do it again, which you're not cheating on me once and getting a second chance to cheat, because after you cheat on me once, that's it. But some people will take somebody. If I wasn't
good enough to not cheat on, then you can find somebody else, you know?
Facts. Now, but even if somebody was to forgive somebody that did cheat on them and date them again, if they cheat on you after that, like, they lost your trust, regained it, and then lost it again, and then you take them, you stupid as hell. I'm sorry. I'm not finna sit here and, like, I can't, like, be mad at somebody, actually. I mean, sure, the guy or the girl that does the cheating is a piece of shit, but if you taking them back, I can't even, like, fault them, because why would, like, my thing is, if I could cheat on somebody and all that was going to happen is she's going to yell at me and cry and say she's sorry, but she's going to take me back, why would I be faithful? If I know I can get away with it and all I'm going to have to do is just kiss some ass to get you back, logically, why would I leave? You take care of me. These other girls just take care of my whole tendencies. So, and I don't think like that. I'm just saying, but in somebody else's mind, they could. Because, some of you men and women turn into the one more chance type motherfuckers where every time somebody fucks up, you say, I'm going to give you one more chance.
No, what you're doing is you're giving them the chance to continue to cheat because they know your stupid ass ain't going nowhere.
Now I was about to tell a story earlier about a friend that we knew, but it didn't fit. But this time it actually works. So yesterday, our friend Rita, big shouts out to Rita, she told me there was a song that came out back in the 70s. It's called Reason or something with reason in it. And pretty much the point of the song was to say, give me a reason to love you. I don't care what it is. Just give me a reason to love you and I will come back. And I think a lot of people are like that. Like a lot of people, it doesn't even matter, like if the reason isn't like good. It's enough to suffice, you know, their want to come back, their stupidity. And I think a lot of people get in that mindset. If you get cheated on, you leave that motherfucker. There is no justifiable reason. Somebody was saying, well, what if you made a mistake? No, that's a decision. You don't.
No, they made the mistake.
Right. I was
You
like,
make
oh,
the
yeah.
mistake to keep that shit around. You make the mistake to stay in that shit.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I do not condone cheating in any way. The thought of cheating on somebody actually turns my stomach. Like, I'll tell you, for prime example, I feel bad if I pet another dog knowing I'm about to go around Kingston because he can smell that. And then he looks at me, he gives me this look like, what? Why do I smell another dog on you? I can't do it to a man. I can't do it to a man. And I don't understand how some of these women stay with that shit. Well, you don't understand. I love him. Bitch, he don't love you enough to not cheat on you. So don't talk to me about that shit.
I agree.
And revenge cheating makes the situation worse because at the end of the day, all you're going to do is it's just going to go back and forth. Well, fine, I'll fuck around on him. Well, fine, I'll fuck around on her. And you never feel good. You never feel confident in the person that you're with. You don't feel strong in your relationship. It's just a back and forth domino effect. Just, if you're going to cheat, don't be with people. And if you are with somebody, if you're going to cheat or you're compelled to cheat, end it. Save that person a whole hell of a lot of heartache. I would rather someone come to me and say, look, I'm not in love with you. I kind of want to go out and see what else is out there, but I'm doing it before I want to give you the respect and tell you now, because as bad as that would hurt, it would feel like rejection. But at the same time, the rejection of knowing that they went and found it somewhere else, and the whole, well, what does she have that I don't have? That's 10 times worse. That is what drags you down as a person. That is what makes you really question your worth, is when you're at home with your legs open, willing, but they went and found it somewhere else. That makes you question your worth more than anything.
For sure.
And moral of the story also, do not ask Ashley to be a revenge fuck. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't ask me either, because I'm not going to.
Because this motherfucker's lucky I didn't post screenshots online.
Right.
I already think that if he really was looking for revenge lay, you're already fucking your relationship 10 times over. You don't need my help to do that, obviously. You're stupid enough to do it on your own.
Big facts.
And if you feel if you feel compelled to find somebody to cheat with, to make you feel better, to get back at her, you should have just left her in the first place. You stupid son of a bitch, Zach from Tippah County. You are a jackass. You are a fucking intellectually disabled jackass.
Damn. Hurt.
Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that.
Well, a very very direct podcast today. I would apologize for the eating, but as you know, I don't really love you all, so I can't really say that.
A fair amount.
I can't really say that my feelings for you really matter, because I just don't give a damn. Them chicken nuggets was busting, and I'm gonna get more joy out of the chicken nuggets than y'all, unless y'all throwing some pussy over here. So I'm sorry, or that mouth. If you throwing that mouth over here, I'm cool too, or that ass, because I like that too. So so thank you guys for watching.
Right. I'm sure you all could hear my eyes rolling at that. Pretty soon you're going to see me roll my eyes at him a lot.
Yeah. She's going to be all right. She's going to be all right. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll
Yep.
always
Lunch.
we'll always be back next week to get that pussy and that ass wet.
Damp.
Wet very fast. I was gonna say bars, but I couldn't think of fast really quick. And just
Weigh in on the comments. Let us know what you think about this week's. It was a little deeper than usual, but
yes,
we're gonna
which
come
is
back
fine
at you
because
next week.
y'all are normally
Yeah, we're
very
gonna come back at
tight.
you next week with something different.
It was
What?
a little deep. I said it was. You said it was a little deep, and I was like, right, because y'all are normally very tight, but we had to pop that cherry this week. You know what I'm saying?
Pop it wide open.
Get deep in that pussy so you can give us a nice white coating on our peepees.
That's called a yeast infection.
Well then, thanks for ruining that. Before we go, can I just tell you, fake gagging is one of the funniest things like somebody could do. Like,
because it never sounds the same every time.
no, and it's so funny. Like when people go, it's so funny to me. I be dead. They go, it's so funny, bro. I don't know why it's so funny to me to hear somebody go. It's so funny. But anyway, great podcast today, and we will see y'all for the next one on the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna have some laughs on the next one. It's not gonna be so serious. You know how we roll.
Yeah, we just both had some very peculiar offers this week, and so yeah, that's just we thought that it would be best to just throw it all out there, put our dick down on the table.
Yeah, talk it out.
Just
So
whip it out.
y'all let us know what you think.
All right, now I'm about to go into the bathroom and flick the bean. Or do we not do that? Y'all flick the bean, right?
You know, he flicks the bean, people.
I don't have a bean. Well,
he flicks it.
with my mangina.
He flicks the lentil.
Oh God. Also, too, I forgot too. If you have any suggestions on topics that we should do, we are very much open to those. I mean, I remember one time we did a suggestion that Lauren had asked us to do one time.
Yeah, we've done suggestions from Caleb, Shauna, Lauren, several people. So go ahead, let us know what you want us to talk about. We don't give a fuck. We're open to anything.
Ashley especially is open to anything, especially PP.
Gaping, wide open.
Gaping. That's such a disgusting word. Okay. Well.
All right. He's going to go flick the bean. I'm going to go grease the gator.
Yeah, we'll just do that. All right. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be easy. Bye-bye.